Hello everyone. Well, Lisa's at work, so I've got to amuse myself. And I've just been having a ferret in the cupboard. The ferret's run away now, of course, but I've stumbled across an old issue of Doctor Who Monthly from October, number 69 for some reason. October 1982. And I thought it would be interesting just to flick through it for a few minutes and see what was going on. So let's have a look. Well, there's Peter Davison on a bicycle in Amsterdam with no clue as to what that picture's actually for. Oh, Rose, are you going to come and look and help? Well, yes, that's very kind of you, Rose. But if you could get your big feet off of the contents page, that would help. Oh dear, this is going to be... Rose, feet please. Thank you. Right, what have we got? Edited by Alan Mackenzie. Jeremy Bentham is listed as contributing editor, and John Nathan Turner is advisor. But we've got some photos. Now, it says Michael Wisher as Davros. I'm not sure that's Michael Wisher as Davros. I think that's David Goodison as Davros, but never mind. Comic strip and picture from Curse of Paladin. Now there's a reason why there's these choice of photos, as you'll see soon. The letters page, a nice picture from the Visitation. Could be better. Oh dear. A very, very, very long letter from Chris Drake. Hello, Chris Drake. Complaining that season 19 is not as good as stories such as Spearhead from Space, Genesis of the Daleks, The Colony in Space, Inferno, The City of Death, and The Green Death. It's a sad observation to make, but if next season is anything like the last, Doctor Who is dead. Okay, never mind. Doctor Who ? By Tim Quinn and Dickie Howett. Dong. 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 Oh no, it's the cloister bell. Rats. I hate early mornings. Like the little detail of the teddy bear having a question mark there. What have we got? The Matrix Data Bank with a picture of Azabi and Carol Ann Ford. Now, this is very small writing again. But in those days, there were an awful lot of questions about Doctor Who that nobody knew the answer to. So there we go. One about badges, I think. Yes, the Zabi stroke Venom Grub montage badge and the Solo Menoptera badge. Lots and lots of stuff. The Give a Show projector gets a mention. I've never got to play with that, but there we go. Stars Fell on Stockbridge is the comic strip. There we go. Rather interesting spacesuit thing there, which does look like one of those plague doctors from sort of medieval times, the sort of beak thing. But there we go. Very nice that the TARDIS console seems to be more influenced by the Hartnell one than the current one at the time. But there we go. Let's have a look. Quite a few pages this runs to, and it was always the most expensive bit of the magazine, I believe. But yes, I remember enjoying them at the time. That's a nice frame. Vorp is of course how you spell it. And again, a very nice end frame of the stars falling on Stockbridge. I've never seen a meteor shower that looks like that. I wish I could see one day, but there we go. Interview with script editor Eric Saywood. We never knew how to pronounce that. I always thought it was Sawwood, but I think it was first time I heard his name actually broadcast was on Slipback, when it was on Radio 4 after the cancellation. That picture always used to confuse me, because I wondered why Chewbacca was in the Visitation, but it's actually Michael Robbins shot from the back. Just my weirder memories of this. Adverts. Hey you could have the next 4 issues of this comic. Comic? It's not a comic, it's a magazine. Free. Something to do with role-playing games, I believe. I did play Dungeons and Dragons a bit at this time, but not this particular game. Doctor Who episode guide. Just reaching the end of the Hinchcliffe years with Talons of Weng Chiang. And going into season 15. Oh, they've actually got the Sun Makers right, because often people do it as one word, but it is actually the Sun Makers. So, points for that. Quite impressive. Doctor Who and the Monsters. Now, this was the big thing at this point, as they repeated a number of stories in summer 1982. There's a piece on the stories in general and why they were chosen. But I do remember, oh, you could get a Cyberman t-shirt. How much was a Cyberman t-shirt? Let's have a look. Ooh, £4, including P&P for an adult, from Oxon, which I think is Oxford. Could be. But yes, Doctor Who Archives, The Curse of Paladin. Now, this was broadcast on a day where I lived, we had a power cut. About an hour before Doctor Who was due to start. And I remember it was just listed in the newspaper as Doctor Who and the Ice Warriors. So I'd assumed I was missing some Troughton. Now, historical context, at that time the Ice Warriors was totally missing, but I didn't know that because I'd not seen the list. So I assumed I wasn't seeing the Ice Warriors story. I mean, it was years later it actually turned up, of course. But yes, I was somewhat surprised when I managed to catch the actual transmission that it was actually The Curse of Paladin, and a fairly ropey copy, because it was a 525 line conversion job. This is a lovely bit of framing. There's Tom Baker having a conversation with Davros, who appears to have not put his head on. Yes. Perhaps he was looking for his world domination head or something like that. Doctor Who Season Survey. Ooh, what was good that year then? Best story, Earthshock, with 24% of the vote. Last story, Kinder, with 9%. Ooh, I might argue about that. Time Flight makes it to 4th position. I might argue about that as well, but there we go. Best monster, well, I think we can all guess it was going to be the Cybermen, couldn't we? Best villain, the Master, with Khalid running up. Favourite episode, Earthshock Part 4. I wonder why. And here's a picture of Khalid with his big globe thing. Ending off with a rather shocking close-up of the old one-eyed delegate, Alpha Centauri. Back page. What have we got? Look Alive, the great new weekly for boys. Not for weekly boys, but these are all things obviously that boys are interested in. Space, yeah. Computers, yeah. Cars, planes, not really. Puzzles, don't know what sort of puzzle. Sport, oh no thank you. Video games, yeah. News, that's vague. Pop bands, not really. Competitions, ships, weapons, and trains. What sort of weapons were they talking about? You didn't get a free weapon. Oh no, you got a free poster mag, whatever that was. But there you go. There's a bit of a flashback to Doctor Who Monthly, issues 69. And everybody looks very happy about it too.